Welcome back to In Pursuit 360. Hey, I have to tell you, I'm really amazed and I'm very, very grateful. We're up to 76 subscribers. Yes, 32 to 76 in about 2.5 weeks. I really appreciate you all. I appreciate some of the comments that I've been getting. And I am here for y'all. So anyway, today we're going to go back into the interview process, but we're going to kind of really break it down and figure out how we should be presenting ourselves and things like that. So, all right. So, In Pursuit 360, talking about interviews again. Let's get to it. All right, here we go. So, if you hadn't noticed, I'm actually out here at the storage lot with my RV, trying to get it ready for the spring. It's Memorial Day weekend, so I will say this: let's take the time to remember that Memorial Day is really about our military veterans that never made it home, right? So I constantly think of those who sacrifice on a daily basis, our military who's out there every day defending our freedom, those that have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. And then of course we get right into our law enforcement, firefighters and paramedics who are out there on the front lines every single day within our borders to protect us and to make it safe for us to go on about our daily day. So anyway, all right, so you want to be in law enforcement. Interviews. I've done a generic, longer interview that talks about some questions that you might experience and maybe some possible answers. So the idea of this is, I think I'm going to create a playlist in a series that's going to specifically delve into each part of it, and maybe like one question, one answer per video. That way it's kind of shorter and you can pick your questions out. So in this one, let's talk about, you filled out your application, you've sent it in, you've done everything else that you're supposed to do, and now you've been invited for an interview. So the very first thing that you should do is take a moment and take a deep breath and say, thank goodness I'm almost there. If this is really what you want to do, when you get this interview, this is going to be a key point in the turnaround in you taking that next step to getting that job. So you're going to want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately. In other words, if you don't have one already, go buy a suit. Ladies, gentlemen, doesn't matter. Go buy a suit. Go buy a suit. Look professional. A nice suit. Black, gray, maybe a brown, depends on what your taste is. Don't go in with multi-colors, being fancy or cute or anything else. Yeah, you need to be yourself, but at the same time, you need to make sure that you can present yourself as a professional. Professional, that's what they want. Professional law enforcement officers, okay? They don't want somebody coming in wearing all purple, thinking they're being cute. No, don't I look fancy? They don't want that. They want professional. Think about what you would wear if you had to go to court and testify. Are you going to wear an outlandish looking suit, or are you going to wear something that's very reserved and conservative, that gives that professional appearance? Okay, so that's number one. Find something appropriate to wear. Number two, practice some of these questions in front of a mirror. Get in front of a mirror and take some of these questions that I'm posing to you. Look yourself in the eyeballs and answer these questions and practice them. Think about what you're going to say. One of the very first questions that they ever tend to ask you in these interviews, and this is going to be the topic of the day. So, all right, back up. There are a couple different theories on this. You'll find some people that will tell you to walk into an interview board and as they say, oh, come on in and have a seat, you should walk up to each board member and extend your hand. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Hi, thank you, yes, all right, thank you. Shake all their hands. Be careful with that. Board members don't necessarily want to get that close. Don't forget that they are interviewing 20 people, maybe more, maybe less, but they're interviewing a lot of people. And if you sit and go and take the time, you're taking time away from selling yourself is what you're doing. It's great to walk in, and everybody's going to go, oh, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm wonderful. Or how about this? Outstanding is a great answer. Outstanding, sir, ma'am. How are you all doing today? and they'll say, go ahead and have a seat. If they don't say have a seat, go next to the chair and stand. And, they will tell you, go ahead and have a seat. Don't assume that you just get to go in and kick back and have a seat. Maybe they want you to stand up for a minute. Maybe they have a specific question or a task that they want you to perform before you sit down. Don't assume anything. So follow the rules. Walk in. Oh, hey, Joe, how you doing? Oh, outstanding, sir. Ma'am, how are you today? Oh, I'm great. Go ahead and have a seat, Joe. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Whatever. Sir, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. These are all professional, polite things to do in an interview that will make you stand above some of the other ones that are going in going, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm doing all right. Oh, did you have a good drive in? Yeah, it was okay. Well, we really appreciate you taking time out to come in. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Use words. Words. We have words for a reason. Words to communicate. Use your words. Use your polite, kind words. Use your polite, kind, professional words, right? Okay, so you walk in, you have a seat when they tell you to. One of the first things that they're going to ask you is, so Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Well, I after I graduated high school, I went to work at McDonald's, and I worked there. And then when I saw this job opening, I figured I was 21, and so I put in for it. That will not get you anywhere. If that's your experience, and that's great. Nothing wrong with it. But sell it. You're selling yourself. I attended ABC High School when I graduated in 2016. I was 17 years old when I graduated. I had a very, my academics weren't high, they were average. However, I had a lot of extracurricular activities. I played on the football team, or I played on the volleyball team. I was a leader on the field. I was a member of the chess club. I actually took over as president of the chess club my senior year, where we went on to win 2 national championships or whatever. Yeah, blah, 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 whatever. Sell yourself. This is no matter what you've done. I was in marching band. I learned the importance of teamwork, working together in order to accomplish a common goal. And once I graduated, I just didn't feel that college was right for me at that time. So I went and obtained a job at McDonald's because I felt like I needed to be self-reliant. I started off as a cashier working in the front, or I started off flipping burgers in the back. I was very quickly recognized by management. I was asked if I wanted to be an assistant manager. However, at that time, I didn't feel it met my career goal. I was really waiting to turn 21 where I could find an opportunity like this to follow my true passion, which is law enforcement. Get it? You get the idea? Doesn't matter what you've done. Sell what you've done. Anything that you have done to make yourself better is extremely, extremely important. And it really doesn't matter how petty you think it is. So remember, an interview is about selling yourself. There's a difference between selling yourself and being arrogant, right? You don't want to be the arrogant one that says, yeah, well, I was really popular in high school, and I was in band, and I was like the lead drummer, and then I did this, and then I went to work at McDonald's, and it was like, they asked me to be a manager, and I knew I could. I was really, really good at what I did. But yeah, I didn't really want to be a manager at a McDonald's, fast food and all. I kind of figured that maybe being a cop would be a lot more professional, and that's something I can handle because, I'm good at talking to people, and, if anybody gives me any trouble, I'm usually able to put them in their place. Don't be arrogant, but sell yourself. Sell yourself on your positives. Ability to communicate. People, the way that they respond to you. In what situations have you been involved in where you have been able to convince somebody to follow a better path or to talk somebody down from being upset? Selling yourself. Sell yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We covered that one. Here's another big one. Why do you want to be a police officer? Can you answer that one? Can you answer it without saying I want to drive 120 miles an hour and chase bad guys and beat down bad guys all day long? because that's not what happens. That's not what law enforcement is all about. So I would highly recommend that you search your soul and figure out, why do you want to be a police officer? This is a key question, and this is really a key answer. How you answer this could be it. No matter how you answer any other question during the interview, this one can be the key. I can tell you personally, my answer, I actually started it off with something like, well, this may sound corny, but I feel like it's a calling, something that I was meant to do. My grandfather was in law enforcement, military and state. He was an Iowa State Trooper. I've just felt like for a long time it's something that it was kind of like I meant to do this. And I figure if I can make the difference in one person's life throughout my career, then I will have made a difference, and it will be worth it. And they actually looked at me and goes, well, it may sound corny, but it's probably the best answer we've heard. I'm not telling you to steal my answer. I'm saying follow your heart, but make sure you're prepared to answer that question. Why do you want to be a police officer? Why do you want to put yourself at risk every single day that you strap on that badge and walk out that door? Why do you want to take the chance on leaving your family behind? Why do you want to subject yourself to society's thoughts and your society's criticisms and be held accountable for an officer 2,000 miles away that you have nothing to do with because they screwed up? Why do you want to put yourself in this position? So those are your two first questions. Tell us something about yourself, and why do you want to be a police officer? These are key. The first one allows you to sell yourself. The second one explains what your mindset is as to why you want to do a job that's extremely dangerous but can be extremely gratifying. So that's all the time we're going to take for today. I'm going to try to keep these videos a little bit shorter. So remember this, two main questions. One, who are you? Sell yourself. Tell me about you and why you're a good person. Two, why do you want to be a police officer? How are you going to benefit the team that you're trying to join? What makes you exceptional above other people? And that could possibly be another question, but we'll get into that one later. Hey, thanks for tuning in to In Pursuit 360. I really appreciate y'all subscribing. Please keep it up. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. You'll know when my next video is coming out. They will get more frequent again. I'm back into recording. And don't forget, hit that like button down there. Comment. Let me know, what else do you want to hear? Have you had a recent interview? Have you got a question that I haven't covered yet and you're wondering, ooh, did I do that right? Throw me out the question. I'll give you some samples on it, and we'll go from there. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the subscriptions. Thanks for the thumbs up. You all take care and be safe out there.